Alright, hey guys, this is Nickelman13 here for another tutorial. Don't worry about what it was just on the screen. It was a fail attempt at the tutorial. Anyways, so we're going to be making the space camera ship thing that I made for the speed art. And yeah, so let's get started. Create a new document in Cinema 4D, and then create a sphere object, and we're going to lower down the segments to 10 so we get this really blocky cube, and we're going to change the type to hexahedron so it looks like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click the make editable button over here on the left side, or we're going to click C and then go to the polygon mode. Click the live selection tools. You can use any one. I'm going to use this circle one. And I'm going to select all 6 polygons on the front of this face. We're going to right click, grab extrude, and extrude it around 13 centimeters. And as you see, the extrude makes the polygon get bigger as you extrude, so just grab your size tool and size it back down to around the same size as it was before. Alright, now what we're going to do, grab your live selection tool again, click off anywhere on the screen so you deselect all the polygons and select these 2 right here. You have your extruded surface, then you have 6 here. You want to just select the 2 in the middle. Yeah, I was just thinking if that's 100% sure, and then you extrude the polygons, and they get a lot bigger, so you're gonna have to do some major reshaping. They go up too, so just grab the move tool and move them back down. And then you want to size it out a little bit. And that looks pretty good. Alright. 1 second, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Now what you want to do after you have this, you can see right here it slants in, and we don't want that, so come over here on the left side and grab the line selection tool, grab your move object, and come into the right view or the left view, whatever one you have set, and basically just move it out so it's flat with the back like that. And I'm just clicking the mouse roller on my mouse, obviously not my keyboard, to pop in and out of these different perspectives. It's a little shortcut. Alright, now that we have our kind of our base of our form made, what we're going to do is we're going to right click, we're going to go to knife, you're going to change the mode to loop, and you're going to make a cut. You're going to make, we have to uncheck restrict to selection, and now we're going to make 2 cuts in the tail anywhere you want, doesn't matter. And then we're going to grab the line tool if you're still not on it, and the move tool, and we're going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6 lines here. Not the last one though. Leave the last one unselected. So those 6 right here. I'm going to come back into my side view, and I'm going to stretch those out like that, up and backwards. And then what I'm going to do is under here we have some polygons that are really square, so I'm just gonna kind of make it so it's more aerodynamic. As you can see, I moved the polygons. It's pretty easy. Now what we're gonna do, let's see, where do I go from here? Alright, under our spaceship here, we have 6 polygons. Click the live selection tool and the polygon tool and select these 6. Don't select all 9, only select the 6, and just push it up a little bit to flatten out the bottom of our spaceship. Alright, next thing that we want to do, that looks a little weird right there. Well, let's fix that. If you guys move that one out, which one did I? Oh, I think it's because, there we go. That polygon, those ones are, it's just this corner. So I'm just gonna go in my point mode and fix this one up so it's not sticking out so much. Yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying before. After you push all the polygons up here, grab a hypernerb and drop your sphere into the hypernerb. And you're gonna get a shape like this. And then you can leave the hypernerb on its default setting, but I'm gonna turn it up so it looks like mine. I'm gonna turn it up to 3. Because later on we're going to be selecting loops and extruding them. So if you have a really slow computer, it's going to be hard for you to do this, but I'm going to turn my hypernerb subdivision editor to 3. And then we're going to click on our sphere here, polygon mode. We are going to flip down to the bottom of our spaceship here, and grab the selection tool and select the 6 polygons on the bottom that you can see, and then hold shift and select all of these polygons. Did I select those ones? I don't know. I'm gonna go with no, leave those ones unselected. Alright, so you should have 6 and then you should have a line. Kind of debating on selecting those now. Anyways, right click and go inner extrude, and when you inner extrude, it's gonna completely change the shape of your inner extrusion. And after you inner extrude, bring it up, and then inner extrude a tiny bit more, and it'll give you this beautiful shape here. And now go selection and set selection, and it's gonna give us a little triangle here, and then you can leave that there. Then it's just gonna, if we select off, I believe we can click on it, I guess, and click restore selection, and then it brings our selections back up. It's gonna help us for texturing in the future. Alright, now go to the tail of our spaceship, and we got the 2 polygons right here. You can select them both by either just holding shift and clicking them, or using your selection tool. Go inner extrude. Actually, yes, I said it right, but I didn't do it right. Inner extrude, right click, extrude in, right click, and extrude. And then that's going to give us kind of like a vent thingamabobber in the back. Do the same thing as we did before, selection, set selection. And that's going to help us again for texturing in the future, same concept. Now we're going to move on to the extrusions. So click on your hypernerbs and make it editable, and it's going to put it all into one big loop, or one object, and we got all of this. So now we're going to go under selection and go loop selection. Alright, find the first selection, the first loop here, that is smooth. So you see if I select one before it, it has this really sharp turn here. We don't want that. So find the first one that's smoothed. And then just move back every single second one and select our polygons. You kind of got to get in the right spot. All right. Now when we are, oh shoot, I didn't hold select that for that. Okay, we can either do two things here. We can either do one like I did and have it curving in over the polygons. So just find one. Oh, I did it again. Find one that you like that goes that has a nice little curve. Switch on the other side and kind of find the same one on the other side. So you can see they got the same spots and everything, and then continue selecting every single second loop. I just skipped that one because it has a sharp edge. Second, all the way to the end. And we'll do one more just for. Alright, now we're going to right click extrude and we're going to put offset of 5 and hit apply, and they're all going to come out. We're going to right click, we're going to inner extrude, and we're going to go offset of 1. Go an offset of 2. Try an offset of 2. Let's go 1.5 for these smaller polygons up here. And then right click one last time, extrude -6 centimeters, and it'll extrude it in for us. And this is what we get here. Oh man, that's a disaster on the bottom. What happened? Right. Alright. Undo. I was clicking Control Z. Undo until you get to right before the extrusion. Hold Control and with your live selection tool, just go over all the polygons on the bottom here. They're screwing up our project more than making it nice. So I'm just gonna unselect all of these bottom polygons here. And modelizing is time consuming. I've been working on an intro for the past like 3 days, still not done it. Alright, so I think I deselected a bit more. Like that. And I'm going to deselect the ones on the tail. And almost done. And there we go. Now it's all deselected. Now let's try this again. Extrude 5 centimeters. And extrude 1.5. Extrude -6. And as you can see, that is. Why is it doing that? They're like. Oh, I honestly have no idea what's doing that. They're like. They're extruding out when I'm telling them to extrude in. And extrude 1.5. Extrude. What? I'm gonna deselect those loops. Those things are causing me some problems. Hopefully that should fix it. Right, sorry. Kind of into where the hell this thing is trying to screw me over. And for the one last time, hopefully this is going to be the last time I have to do this. -6. What the hell? Oh, I didn't deselect the polygons. Well, this is the biggest fail of a tutorial ever. That's for sure. Here guys. Alright, I suggest you guys watch this tutorial and then follow it after you know how many mistakes I make. I'm just deselecting these a bit. Alright. Was that the 7th time doing this? And an extra 6. Ta-da! Beautiful. And now I'm just gonna go selection, set selection, and then we are good. Next thing that we want to do after we have this beautiful spaceship thing, we want to make a tube. Switch the orientation of the tube to +Z. Change the inner radius to, I believe it's 43, and the outer radius to 45. Rotation segments to 14. And then move it up. And if we turn over here, we can see that it's too big. So we'll try 35 and 38. Still too big, so 30 and 33. And there we go, that's more like it. We'll move that up a bit. And we'll move it in a bit. Alright, now hold control and drag down on your tube object to make another one. And then make the outer radius 30 and the inside radius 27. And pull that out a bit. And then click control and drag again. Make the outer radius 27 and make the inner radius 24. And drag that out a bit more. Alright. Now we're building the lens of our spaceship. Create a disk object and change the orientation to +Z. Drag it in the center of our lens thing and change the outer radius of it to 25. Seems to be working quite well. Make it editable, change it to polygon mode. Use your live selection tool and select this middle ring. And if we go where is it? If we click the soft selection on our move tool and change the radius to 40 and we drag it out, it makes a bend in our object. It makes it curves, so it kind of just looks more rounded. And after we do that, we can copy all the tubes in the disk into, well, not copy them, but put them into a null object by highlighting them and clicking Alt-G. I'm going to change this to lens. So it's lens, and then I'm going to drop that whole entire null object into a hypernerb. And it's going to smooth out the edges for us. That's why we didn't change the polygon count. Now what you're going to do, come to the side here on your right or left view and create a B-spline. And now what you're going to do is right above our lens here, put a point. And then go back and up and put another point, and then go forward and make another point. And you'll get this curve. Select the point over here and kind of just modify them until you get something like this. make it bigger for you guys, to use something like this. And this is going to create kind of like a little light for us. And you can do it to your preferable size or whatever. Before we start messing around with this thing, I went into the axis mode over here, and I'm just going to move the axis mode right in the middle of our spline object, because during the tutorial, during my speed art, I didn't do this, and I had trouble rotating the object to go along our lens. So now, with our lens, we want to come into the spline and grab a circle, change the, where is it? It says ring, check that, and then change, change the inner radius to 20 and the outer radius to 25, I believe. Oh, that's way too big. Outer radius to 15 and the inner radius to 10. So gotta be a bit smaller. So let's go 6 and 8. Change the radius to 8 and the inner radius to 6. And then grab a sweep NURBS and drop both of those into our sweep NURB, and it will create this for us. Now, I'm going to go back in the axis mode and move it in the middle of our sweep NURBS. And I'm going to rotate it. Oh, darn it. Oh, there we go. Come back into object mode, rotate it, and we're going to place it on the side of our object here. And bring it a bit back. And then we want to copy the lens object here, the disc, and just move it up so it fits right in our little lens thing that we made. Just scale it down with the scale tool until it fits nicely. And just like that. Alright, now we can, let's see what's next. Alright, the side things. Create a cylinder, change it to X, the orientation, and change the height to 120. And I'm just going to pull it out here so we can see it. And the radius to like 15 will be good. And then position it someplace on the side here that you feel it fits best. And I like it there. Right there. And I'm going to bring it out a little bit more. And then I'm going to change the rotation segments to 50. Just smooth that out and create an editable. Polygon mode, live selection tool, and select all of those. Turn. Actually, I think we can do this now since surface, rubber. I don't know why I was doing this last time. I forget how I fixed it. Surface. Well, I think we gotta change first of all the radius back to 100. And we gotta optimize the points. So come into point mode, click optimize, click OK. Go back into polygon mode, and there we have it. Alright, now go to the scale tool and just... why is this thing being so weird? You know what? I'm just gonna turn off soft selection, and we're gonna... all I was trying to do is make it curved, but that wasn't helping, so I'm just gonna do it the easy way and make the cylinder, and you extrude it, and then extrude it in. Simple, easy, just like that. I'm gonna copy and paste my cylinder, rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and if you hold shift it will rotate by 5 degrees every time, and you'll get a perfect rotation, as you can see, perfectly on the other one. And now we gotta make sure there's nothing sticking in there. And now it is the time for the the texturing, sorry. I'm gonna save this as ship tut. And the materials that were made with this are extremely confusing to remember, so I'm gonna come into here, and we want lights, nozzle, base material, detail, and this one. I'm gonna copy that and come back to the ship type and paste it. Alright. For the lights material, create a new material by double clicking on the material manager or file, new material. Go under color and change it to a light blue. Any light blue that you want. Do a luminance and then change it to darker blue. And then for specular, change it to 50/20 if it's not already like that. Alright, and I think it's our second, if I am not mistaken, it's our is that our last one? Yes, it is our last. So I'll go to our last polygon tag, click on it, go restore selection, and it'll give us all our polygons here, and right click lights and apply, and it's gonna put these kind of like light objects here. Now if we click on our two cylinders, we will still have the polygon selected there. That's what we want. So right click and apply on nozzle, which is I haven't given you this one yet, I'm sorry. Create another one, go color, make it light blue like the last one, change the luminance to I think it's a little bit darker, yeah, a tiny bit darker than the last one, and change the brightness to 200. And that one, apply it onto our two cylinders, the back, and the back and bottom of our space then. So what just happened? Alright, never mind. I made it clear and I was freaking out. And apply it onto our back of our thing. Alright, very nice. Alright, now we gonna make the base metal texture. This one is it's pretty simple actually. I have a double torus knot right here. Just right click and go double torus soft shadows, and I'll change it to that if you really want. It doesn't make a difference. Color, change it to a light gray blue. Well, actually, it's not even anything blue, which is gray. And then change the brightness to 5. After you did that, come down into reflection, change the reflection to 26%, and check the additive box. And in specular, change the width to 100%, the height to 56%, the fall off to -14%, and the inner width to 0. After you make that, click and drag it onto the HyperNurbs, and then drag it to the very front. If you do not do that, it will overtake all the materials that you put on, and none of the other ones will show. Also, okay. Now, for our disk object, put our base material, which is the one that we just made. Put that one on both of our disk objects. Okay. Now we're gonna make the details material. Copy and paste the base metal and open it, and come into reflection and change the blurriness to 15%, minimum samples to 5, maximum samples to 12, and accuracy to 50. Specular 100%, 56, 14. I think we still got that. The blurriness is just a difference. And then apply, I named that one details, and just apply that one onto everything else. Alright. I think we got everything textured except the small disc. Don't put the metal on it. We're creating another material. Color, change it to a dark orangish red. Luminance, change it to the same orangish red, but the brightness is 150. If you come into reflection, change the reflection to 20. And then specular, change width to 50%, height to 130%, fall off to -25, and inner width to 0. And then apply that onto our disk. Alright, now if we come into render settings and put on global illumination, you can change the samples and the record density to low, and it'll help it render faster. And if you render, since we have some illuminating materials, it's gonna light up our scene a bit. As you can see. But it's not lighting it up enough. I'm just gonna experiment and put the gamma to 2 point... What's happening here? Oh, right there. I'm gonna put it to 2 and see what happens first. Yeah, it's the same. I'm gonna add a floor and drop it down a bit. And if we render it again when we put the floor, the material that we put on the bottom of our ship is gonna light up the floor a bit, as you can see. Looks real nice, except you can't really see anything, so we're gonna add a plane, lift it up, lift it back, and we're gonna just rotate a bit and lift it up. Create a new material, uncheck color, uncheck specular, just put luminance and change it to 200%, and then put that on our plane. And if we right click on our plane and go Cinema 4D tags and compositing and just uncheck scene by camera, it won't render into our scene. And that plane shall light up our scene pretty well, actually. And thanks to our plane there, holy shit, 35 minutes. I've noticed that I did not put material on the rest of our cylinders. So I'm just going to go on details, and I'm going to drop them on and slide it before our luminant objects. Oops. But yeah, this is basically how I made my little spaceship. Sorry I went on and on and on for 35 minutes about how to make this thing. Hopefully your end result is nice. If you guys got any questions, you can comment, ask me them. I'll try to answer them. If you're not subscribed, please do so. At 100 subscribers, I am going to release an intro template for Cinema 4D. Only for R12, sadly, because I do not have 11.5. I'm sorry for all the people using 11.5. Maybe if one of the subs has both, he can, I guess he can't convert it anyway. Never mind. But yeah, I'm going to release an intro template once I get to 100 subscribers. So, like the video if you liked it, comment, and subscribe if you're not. Guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.